Pisces, what's going on? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, and I'm here to bring you your October 2021 Silent Enemies reading. I hope all is well in the Piscean community. For those of you who are already part of the 8th House Energy community, thank you so much for all the energy you bring to the channel. I do truly appreciate you in all the various ways you support the channel. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you will subscribe, hit that notification button. I do post weekly, so if you don't see at least one of my videos, a new video every week show up on your feed, you may want to come and check, see what's going on, all right? Maybe unsubscribe, refresh your screen, and then resubscribe and hit the notification bell, okay? This is a reading called Silent Enemies Reading. This is a reading that helps you to pay attention to your intuitive nudges, to help you exercise that intuitive muscle. We all have intuition. Some of us is more heightened than others, but this is a way to help you heighten your intuition. For those of us who are on a spiritual journey, this is what this channel is about. For those who are on a spiritual journey and who are not afraid to roll up their sleeves and do the dirty work, meaning do the shadow work, meaning working on yourself, because that is why we're here in this 3D realm, is to do shadow work so that we can ascend to the next level. Now, the universe is going to send us trials and tribulations or tests in the form of karmic relationships. And they're going to send those, the universe is going to send those through people closest to us, our lovers, our family members, our friends, our business partners, our co-workers, our colleagues, our neighbors, people that we have no choice but to deal with. Well, we have a choice to deal with them, but these are the people that who are closest to us, because this is the way that we learn the lesson. So a lot of people are not in belief of that. A lot of people are not in understanding of that. And so a lot of people may feel like this reading is very negative. This is just not for you. Again, this is people here who are willing to understand what's going on with the universal realm, why we're here, and how we're going to be tested as far as us being able to ascend to the next level. You cannot be love and light unless you do shadow work. Shadow work, is a representation of people coming into your life to teach you a lesson about yourself. And once the lesson is learned, you're supposed to move away from the connection, no matter what the 3D realm calls the connection. Some of us had to move away from our fathers. Some of us had to move away from our adult children. Some of us had to move away from our mothers. You can love these people from a distance. Doesn't mean that you have to submerge your energy in them. Some people just can't communicate with them at all, and it's unfortunate. But again, we are here on a 3D realm to do shadow work. We're not here to, you can have fun and live life to a certain extent too. But when you're on a spiritual journey, you understand that that's not what it's all about all the time. There's a goal here. There's a reason you're here. So with these 3 cards that I'm going to put out, I'm going to read the energies intuitively. All right. And if you're resonating with the intuitive messages and you've gotten an intuitive nudge about something, then you should pay attention to it. Investigate it. Okay. It could be that maybe this person, you're getting an intuitive nudge about them because maybe they're going through something, and then, of course, as a friend or family member, you could try to be there to support them. So your intuitive nudges help you to be more attentive to the people who are around you, the people you care about, but it also at the same time puts you in a position where you're able to take care of yourself and make sure that you're not around any suspect activity. Because as we all know, you cannot be betrayed by people who don't know you, who don't have access to you, who can't get to you. Usually, most times when people experience a downfall, a hard downfall, is because of people that are closest to them. So let's get these cards out and see what's going on, Pisces. I know you know what time it is, but there's some people out here who, they just don't understand. And this is why they have to come back 25,000 times and do the same stint over and over again, because they don't get it the first time. All right, we got the 4 cups that came out. All right, that's Cancerian energy. We have the 9 of cups that came out in reverse. That's Piscean energy. That's you. So when you show up in your own reading, you could be your own worst enemy. All right, and we'll talk about that in a sec. I just need one more card for you all. What else do we have for Pisces? What else do they need to look out for, please? What does Pisces need to look out for? Thank you. We have the Fool energy, major arcana. All right, it came out in reverse. That's Uranus. Now, Uranus is in retrograde in the house of Taurus. We'll talk about that in a second. So with the 4 cup energy here, this is Cancerian energy. All right, so with the 4 of cups here, I feel the energy of someone being depressed. There could be somebody who, with all the energies that we got going around, it's kind of glim. It's kind of bleak. You turn on the news, you see what's going on with everybody and everything all around. No matter what country you look at, there's issues. There's people. There's energies of unrest, of restlessness going on because we're going through a major planetary shift. This is why. This is why there's really nowhere you can go or no channel or news that you can turn on, whether it's here focused on the U.S. or whether it's in another country where you don't see turmoil. Okay, the planet is going through a planetary shift. Things are changing. It's the changing of the guard. Long story short, so we're dealing with these energies. So on a micro level, you could be experience a lot of changes in your life, and as a result, for some of you, you may need to seek therapy. Some of you may need to seek therapy. Some of you are maybe refusing that, and you may be finding other ways to cope via escapism, via drinking, various forms of drugs, okay, pornography. Anything that will help you to escape the reality of what's going on is what I feel like some of you are indulging in. You have to be careful with that because that can put you in a position where it can compromise you in so many ways. You just have to be careful of your temperament. Know when, okay, I'm going too far here. I need to reach out and get some help. For some of you, you could just be depressed temporarily. For a lot of you, I feel like it might just be temporary depression. But you just want to be careful not to, get to the point where you're drowning your sorrows away in alcohol or any other type of, drugs that make you hallucinate or things like that. You do want to take care of your health, okay? So for some of you, your emotional health, it could spill over into your physical health if you're not careful. So you just need to be on guard. That could be why you're showing up in your own reading here with the 9 of Cups in reverse. Because some of you could be indulging in a lot of things that you shouldn't be indulging in or overindulging. Let's put it that way. No one's here to tell you what you can and can't do, what you should use, what you shouldn't use. Because, I'm from the school of what you eat don't make me shit. There's some people who, they smoke for 3 years, they can get lung cancer and pass away. There's some people who could smoke all their life, never have an issue with lung cancer. You know what I'm saying? So everything doesn't affect everybody in the same way. But the thing is that you have to be your own monitor. You have to know what your gauge is and make sure that your gauge is working so that when it's to the point where things get too rough, you know where, okay, now it's time for me to pull back. I need to cut back. I'm doing too much drinking or I'm doing too much hallucinogens, trying to escape what's going on. So I feel like there could be an energy of that. And if this is not you, then it's somebody around you. But I definitely get an issue, a concern here about your emotions, your emotional capacity. You are a water sign, so you feel things very intensely, very deeply. So, whatever's going on in your personal life, you may want to examine what is the root cause of you trying to escape via drugs or alcohol or needing, to talk to someone or, some of you just need a friend to talk to, just need to be heard. Some of you, you may need a therapist. Some of you may need medication. You may need a psychologist. Some of you may need a psychiatrist. The difference between a psychologist is somebody that you talk to when you need a therapist. When a therapist decides that you need to be on some type of medication, they send you to a psychiatrist because the psychiatrist is who will distribute or they'll distribute the drugs. What amount, how much. That's what a psychiatrist does versus a psychologist. So some of you, it just depends on where you are in your journey. Some of you just need a friend to talk to. Some of you you're just unhappy with what's going on right now. Things will change. Others of you, you could be in a deep depression. And, you'll come out of it, but, maybe you're drinking and smoking and doing things. Others of you, it could be to the point where you're already in therapy, but things are getting worse because of the energies around us. Some people are relapsing as well. Be careful of relapsing. For those of you who are fighting addictions or you've been clean for a period of time, this is the energy ripe of people, going back to what they were dealing with. I have to be brutally honest with y'all. I used to smoke back in the day. I used to smoke Black and Miles way back in the day. And I'm not going to front. What was it, last Friday? I went and bought one. Now, I hadn't smoked one since, but I'm like, whoa, these energies are off the hook. So I could imagine what some of you who are, dealing with something more deep as far as the drugs, the type of drugs you're doing. It could be anything. It's just like, this is just the energy here where it's just like you're antsy and your emotions are all over the place because we got a lot of lunar energy going on. So just be careful, if you're somebody who's not dealing with addictions, just make sure you don't OD. Not OD. Oh my God, forgive me for saying that. But for some of you, you may have loved ones that you need to be careful of. For some of you, because that did come out, you may need to be careful not to OD again. Or for some of you, you need to be careful that you don't OD. All right, because that just wasn't a mistake. But I didn't want to say it like that, but it slipped out. Like the universe was like, nah, you need to say that. So it just came out. So yeah, some of you need to be careful. All right, I'm getting that very strongly. So just gauge yourself and where you are. This is a good time to do some physical activity. That'll help you to get rid of that nervousness, that energy. You feel you got to do something with it. Wearing yourself out, doing some type of physical activity will help. Because sometimes it's just a little test. It's like, you might need a cigarette today, and then you may not smoke another cigarette for like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those types of things. But some people are not, they're not able to handle it that way. Some people, one more drink or one more smoke, and it's just a wrap. They can't stop. They can't quit. You have to know you. I feel that that's what's going on with you. The Fool energy is in reverse. This is a rebellious energy. This is somebody who's like, fuck it. Because Uranus is like the renegade. It's like a renegade, a rebellion. Somebody who protests. Someone who, so you could be just in an energy where you're like, fuck it all. I'm having a drink. Like, I did last week. Fuck it all. I'm going to smoke a black. And I did. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. But then when I was smoking, I'm like, yeah, the devil got me. But you know what? This is not what I want. And I put it, after I smoked it to get it out my system. And then, I'm just like, I'm cool now. And I hadn't smoked in about, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. And then I ended up picking up one because these energies are very intense. And I know if it did it for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the strongest person on the planet, but I know, we all have addictions in some way, shape, or form that we've had dealt with or that we're dealing with now. You just have to be careful to know the ledge. Knowledge is to know the ledge. Know the ledge. Know where you need to, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the Fool energy is. The Fool is usually depicted as about to jump off the ledge. Know the ledge. All right? So, yeah, this could be an energy of like, fuck it, I'm going to have a drink today. And it doesn't even have to be that serious where somebody's dealing with addictions. It could just be somebody who, maybe you are a recreational user of whatever. And so today just might be one of those days where it's like, I usually wait till the weekends, or I usually wait when I'm, till I'm off work to indulge in whatever I indulge in. But you know what? I'm calling out today, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to light up. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm calling out today, and I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to binge watch on whatever I want to watch. And I'm going to smoke and drink, and I'm going to just chill out and just get my mind off of whatever the fuck is going on or whatever I'm feeling. And I'm just going to watch some movies. You're allowed to have those days, but it's just moderation. You know what I'm saying? Everything in moderation. So don't go overboard. But if you want to have a day and you're okay with having a day, meaning you're somebody who can handle it, and you're not too far, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right. And for those of you who have friends who are Pisces, or if you are a Pisces and you have friends who are fighting addictions, and things like that, check on them. Check on them. Make sure that they're okay. They got somebody to talk to if they need to. Because this could be somebody around you too. You know what I mean? Because, we're dealing with silent enemies. You could have somebody who's provoking you, getting on your nerves, stressing you. And as a result of them getting on your nerves, stressing you, you may feel like, okay, damn, I want to drink so bad. But I know if I do this, it's going to set me back 10 years or something like that. Be careful the people around you, the energies around you. If you need to cut these people off, then tap into that Uranus energy and cut their asses off. That's what Uranus is. Uranus is that spur of the moment surprise. I'm going to go do what I want to do. I don't got to explain it to you. So to other people, it may look like you're rebelling. You're a renegade. But really, it's what it is you know what? You had enough of something, and maybe you hadn't discussed, that you were getting to that point. And then all of a sudden you get to that point and you just go left, and somebody's like, damn, what the hell happened? This person just went bonkers. No, they didn't go bonkers. It's just they were tired. And I sense the energy of you tired. Tired of somebody, something. I feel like for some of you, you're tired of people not appreciating you for what you bring to the table. For some of you, you may be going through some issues where people are, your money making situation, because we got Uranus in reverse in the house of Taurus. And that's your money making potential. That's also your self value, your self worth. Some people could be having financial difficulties, and as a result of that, it brings them to a low. Some people are just wired like that. Some people, oh, well, money's not everything. But for some people, they're just wired where if they don't have their money right, they start to unravel. And that's some real shit. And trust me, if it was a lot of people around going through that, and there's like, it could be madness and mayhem. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful with yourself, Pisces. Take care of yourself. All right. If you got that jittery energy and you need to figure out something else to do with it, try to do something physical. Go for a walk, or go run for like maybe 5 minutes. Some of you may not even be able to run for more than 5 minutes. Run for 5 minutes. Get yourself out of breath. Get your heart rate up. All right, because that's going to help you to raise your vibration and to come away from that lower level energy. I had to do that the other day. I can't run, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be smoking no more. I'm not smoking no blacks. Like, that's not happening. So, and it's been helping me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm sharing that with you. All right, so that's what I got for you, Pisces, for your silent enemies reading. If you need a personal, my information is in the box below. I'm going to pull 4 more cards from each of these just to see any additional messages that Spirit may want you, not Spirit, but that the universe may want you to be aware of. All right. So the link to the extended's in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe. If this is not your reading this week, don't worry about it. Check your other placements. And if you don't like the reading or it didn't resonate this month, then check the other types of readings that are available for Pisces and or Water Sign Collective. Okay. So with that being said, I'm headed to the extended. I'll see you guys in the extended or in the next reading. Bye, Pisces.